This is Ball Blazer. One reason to get this game is so that you can show up at your friend's wedding and plug your Atari 7800 into the DJ booth so that when the first song comes up, you know, the first dance between the bride and the groom, they always pick something like Sinatra or Harry Connick Jr. Instead of that, you throw in the theme from Ball Blazer. And you get out on the floor and you start dancing like the guy from Midnight Oil, or do some like strange new wave stuff where you throw your hands all up in the air and probably get thrown out of the wedding, but that would be a great story. And by the way, this is a great video game. This is a sport that takes place in the future. In fact, according to the instruction manual, Ball Blazer is the simplest, fastest, and most competitive sport in the known universe. It's even faster than baseball. It grew from dark roots in ancient space wars to become king of all games among every life form within range of interstellar ethercast. In exactly 3 minutes, Ball Blazer can make you a hero or destroy a lifetime of dreams. Just like a bottle of cheap vodka. Before I continue with the storyline, I'll explain what you're watching, and the game is a lot of fun. It takes place in a three-dimensional environment. My view screen is on top, and I'm playing against one of the droids, and its view screen is on the bottom. Those things that you see are called rotofoils, and if you see the red one on the top screen, that is actually the enemy. That's the droid. The purple one on the bottom screen is me, as seen from the droid's first-person perspective. Each game takes place in 3 minutes per regulation, although you can also play 2-minute or 1-minute games. The object is simple. The ball comes out into the middle of the starting field or grid or whatever the hell that thing is. You go out there to pick it up. It turns pink when you have control of it, and then you have to score. You have to drive it all the way down the field and get it in between the goalposts. After each score, the posts shrink in size. You get 1 point if you get really close or run that thing into the posts. You get 2 points for a distance shot, and 3 points for an over-the-horizon shot. And the posts move back and forth to add challenge. I give these guys credit. Ball Blazer pretty much kicks ass. In fact, this would be really cool to see in real life. You can play Ball Blazer against a human friend. Now, there's no internet play with the Atari 7800, so you have to both be there in the same room. Or you can also play against droids. And unlike a lot of old-school Atari games, the computer opponent is actually quite challenging in this game. It takes place in a three-dimensional environment from a first-person perspective, but unlike the first-person shooters that we're used to today, you do not control how you turn with the controller. You are always facing towards the ball. The computer automatically positions you, which you can occasionally hear and see the thing shifting, or it automatically faces you towards the goal if you're in control of the ball. It takes a little while to figure this out, but it makes sense once you start playing. It just automatically rotated me towards the ball and then faced me towards the goalposts. There, you see that? That's an over-the-horizon shot, and I got 3 points for that. We're watching here is a competitive game where I'm playing against the droid at level 7. You can increase the difficulty from 1 all the way up to 9. At level 7, I think that gave a nice degree of difficulty. Little son of a bitch starts trying to get rough with me. Trying to knock the ball out of his control, blocking his shots by getting in front of him. And if the game is tied by the end of the 3 minutes, you go into overtime. Ball Blazer comes with quite possibly one of the best Atari instruction manuals ever made. Let's keep reading it. The year is 3097, and the place is Null Gravity Nexus, mid-space in the binary star system of Calaxon and Calamar. And yes, they do have a Waffle House. Minutes from now, on the luminous surface of an artificial asteroid, the final round of the Interstellar Ballblazer Championship, the greatest tournament of all time and space, will begin. And history will be made. For the first time, a creature from the planet Earth has battled through the countless qualifying rounds and eliminations, enduring and then triumphing across vast parsecs to win the right to compete for Earth's honor and the ultimate title any being can possess, Master Blazer. Now let's think about that for a moment. Would you proudly hang on your wall the certificate that declares that you are the greatest Master Blazer of all time? Moving on, playing the game. Before boarding your rotofoil, you take a moment to look over one of the most beautiful and exciting sights in the universe. The grid, aka the Ballblazer playing field. Ah, the grid. 1,155 squares surrounded by an electro boundary that keeps players and ball within bounds. Soon, it'll be you out there racing after the Plasmorb. Ethercast for all the universe to see. Right now, the pairs of goal beams at the end of the grid look like an easy shot, but when the game starts, they begin moving at 5 meters per second, and the distance between them shrinks. You tense for action as the Song of the Grid plays through the headphones in your helmet. This song, created from the musical contributions of Master Blazers of old, just pure genius, sets the pace for the game by capturing the urgency and thrill of the action. Meditating on it sharpens your competitive edge and excites the fans to a frenzy. As you strap yourself into your rotofoil, you recite to yourself the basic rules of the game as you learned them from the official Interstellar Ballblazer Competition Handbook. Each player must compete in a regulation rotofoil. These rotofoils, designed after cruisers used in ancient deep space dogfights, travel at speeds of up to 50 meters per second. Skip ahead a few pages of this. As you moved up through the elimination games, you caught the attention of the famous Master Blazer, Arboster Kipling. Arboster was so impressed with your steady nerves, timing, and devotion to the game, he decided to personally supervise your advanced training. In the last training session before the championship, he gave you his most valuable tips. Listen, kid, you're pretty good for a human. Well, you know what, Arboster? You have a stupid name. The only alien that's allowed to be that condescending towards humans is Spock, and you're not Spock, so fuck off. I hope Arboster chokes on a tribble. Although, you ever try wrapping those things in bacon and then deep frying them? Serve those up on some waffles? That's good eating.